Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the Where To Next collection. I have a whole bunch of scraps here that I'm using, and I'm going to be using that beautiful cloud paper as my background paper. I have one photo of the sunrise from, I don't know, getting on an airplane a few years ago. It was absolutely beautiful, and so that's what I am documenting today. I am just going to layer a bunch of the scraps. So I knew having that kind of, although the clouds are bigger, it's still a busy paper. I knew I needed to kind of have some more subtle papers as well. So those scrap pieces of the solid color papers worked perfectly. And then that allowed me to have a couple of busier patterns just in a smaller dose, I guess you could say. So I am just going to layer those to the left of my photo. Now, embellishing this one, I pretty embellished the entire layout using the papery embellishment pack. And if you don't know what that is, it is a huge embellishment pack, and it has washi stickers and it has very thin embellishments. So my title is going to end up being that Paradise Found, and that is one of the washi stickers. But that makes it a little bit more difficult because, as you can see, it's a little bit see-through. And so I needed to make sure that that was kind of on a solid colors. Looking at it now, the P and half that A, even though it's on that orange paper, show up really nicely. So I really didn't need to add anything more to it, even though I end up adding quite a bit to it. I then added one of the circular washi stickers, and unfortunately the entire thing gets covered up. I worked so hard to get it down there, and they're so thin and flimsy that it really would have been a big effort to tear it up, and then to try to get it on to stick back onto the sheet just wouldn't have worked very well. So I just left it and unfortunately wasted it. But in the papery collection, there are two of all of the designs, so I do have another one. As you can see, as I'm going through the papery pack, I'm really trying to find a layering piece to add to the top there. But the problem is it has to be kind of a plain piece, I guess, so that that title will show up. And so I finally commit to this giant orange tag, which actually I really like. There is an airplane on the bottom of it, but I'm going to end up adding a huge cluster down to the bottom left, so that will kind of get all covered up. I did want that orange pattern paper to show all the way through, so I did end up kind of cutting that and making it look like it goes all the way down the page. But it brought in some more orange, and it's a subtle enough pattern that it wasn't overpowering. So I did want to try and kind of include that as well. So still going through the papery pack, there is a palm tree and tried to figure out where to put that, but I really didn't want a cluster on the right hand side of the photo, so I decided against that and put it back, but then found this really pretty flower, and so I did end up adding that to the left, and that's kind of going to be the base, so to speak, of this embellishment cluster. I found an airplane in the pack and didn't love it on the bottom cluster, but then tucked it into the top there and just thought that was kind of fun to have kind of flying away. So that is going to end up being permanent at the top. I did find a phrase that I thought was great for the bottom cluster, so I cut that out and added that. And then there are quite a few different style tickets, or I don't know, things that look like tickets. And so I have the one down there already, and then found this pink, or the orange one, it looks like. So I'm going to add that one to the cluster as well. And I think the reason that I added that one was because you could kind of see the bottom of that giant tag, and I didn't really love that. So adding that orange one just kind of helped that cluster kind of move up the photo as well and covered up the bottom of that tag there. So just really having a lot of fun with this layout, kind of keeping with the pink and the orange theme. Kind of, I guess, something I've been doing a little bit of lately. If you didn't catch the layout I did with the Discover and Create collection, that one was all black, white, and gray. So definitely check that one out as well. And that happened to be a Vicki Boutin collection. So same designer and just different color schemes, but really limiting, I guess, the amount of colors. So now I'm just trying to figure out if there's any finishing touches. I did find some hearts that I scattered throughout. There was a sticker that said sunrise, and so I added that to that bottom cluster as well. And just really finishing it off with the little hearts. Again, just kind of scattering them in each of the clusters. And then I forgot, I have the puffy hearts or puffy icons, and they're super tiny, so I do end up adding some of those to each of the hearts that I placed on there. So I tried to keep the same colors, so I add a mini heart and a mini star, I believe, to each of the larger hearts. Again, keeping with the same color. So on the right there, it's a darker pink. Up top is darker pink, and then the orange. But that is really going to finish off the layout. I am going to add some twine to that giant tag at the top. I just feel like adding the twine sometimes just kind of helps maybe elongate the layout or fill in some of the open space. Not that there is a bunch of open space up there, but I thought it was a good touch. It also adds another texture to the layout as well. So that is going to finish off this layout. I will link the Where to Next collection down below. It's a great travel collection, beautiful colors, but I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.